Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back here for a new review. Say hello to the turkeys. And I'm here to finally give my final review on the new Brockhampton project that dropped last night. Yeah, last night. So I heard it. And so I don't really want to just review this project. I kind of want to give my thoughts on Brockhampton kind of as a whole. Because I'll review the project they dropped on Thursday. Today is Friday. So I want to give my review on the new project, but also talk about Brockhampton as a whole, since it's technically so far their final project so far. So so just to start things off, just to talk about the project itself, the project itself was good. I didn't really care for the first 2 or 3 tracks though. Like the first track was cool, FMG. It sounded very 36 Mafia, very Texas like, very that kind of style. So I kind of appreciated it. It just didn't feel right for an intro song, just to me. But the 2 songs, then it got into Animal, and it got into Listerine, and those 2 songs weren't really that great though to me too. Like they didn't really hit me, like, you know what I'm saying. And the majority of the time for Brockhampton, the songs on their projects start out where they automatically hit me. But for some reason, the first 3 really did. The first 2 or 3 really didn't too much. But we started hitting to track 4, track 5, 6, and so forth and so on. They picked it up. They started to get into that nice Brockhampton sound that I like. That typical Brockhampton sound from saturation and all that, where they kind of combine all kinds of elements. Like they combine some elements of hip hop. They combine some elements of pop, kind of alt type stuff. Like they kind of do the synths on some of the songs were nice. My favorite song was probably Crucify Me, just because of the piano. That piano in Crucify Me was great. That was probably my favorite track throughout the whole project. And just the fact that I think it's just this was a great way to end the project, because I felt like that this was right here was the true Brockhampton. Because somebody told me the project they dropped on Thursday was apparently all Kevin. Now that kind of did make sense to me, because see, I was paying attention to who was doing it, but I honestly really wasn't at the same time. But throughout the project, I was kind of saying to myself that Evan was kind of showing up a lot on the project. So I couldn't really tell that was Evan the entire time, but apparently it was. So, but the Brockhampton here really sounded like true Brockhampton, like you could tell, because I heard Kevin still on here, and I also heard Joba on here too. I also heard Joba. And when it comes to Joba, he killed the entire project. He really did. I think that when it comes to Joba, he was the shining star throughout the project. His voice on the songs that kind of corresponded with like his voice, man, that was great. And he really has, like, he shined really throughout the project to me. And just the final track felt a very good, nice of the closure to the whole project, to Brockhampton, and it just felt great. You know what I'm saying? And so it feels nice to have a good Brockhampton of the project to close it with. because when it came to the family one from Thursday, that still was a nice album, but the album was a lot more of the personal side for Kevin. And I kind of felt like this project here felt more like the Brockhampton project that they were supposed to come out with. Because they said that they were, or somebody told me, they were trying to come out with more projects to get out of their contract or something like that. So I kind of can see it. So that kind of makes more sense now. But I still did really like this project a lot. The tracks I said, the Crucify Me track, the final track, Goodbye, just pretty much all the tracks that had Joba. The tracks that had Joba, I really like probably the most, because his voice just sounded so clean and crisp. And I think the reason I appreciate this Brockhampton sound a lot, the way they finished it, they sound mature. They sounded so mature. They still have that same sound that they always have, where they combine all types of music, but they just sounded like much more mature and sounded a lot more like they just sounded like they've kind of they've grown. You know what I'm saying? They don't sound like that young band from Saturation days. They sound, and don't get me wrong, those Saturation, the projects were fire, and but they sounded more mature, though now is what I'm saying. And so I've kind of learned so I've kind of really learned to appreciate this project. And yeah, really, and that's kind of just my whole thoughts on the project itself. But when it comes to Brockhampton, since this is their final project of their career so far, they said they're trying to go solo now. So okay, but I kind of just want to talk about my experience when it comes to Brockhampton. So when it comes to Brockhampton, I can really appreciate, like, someone back in the day, they told me about Brockhampton. And I don't remember who it was, some friend of mine told me to go, it was right when they dropped, I think it was Saturation 2. And they told me to go check it out, so I did, and I enjoyed it a lot, man. So I heard Saturation 2 for the first time then. And Saturation 2 was the first time that I heard Brockhampton. And so I went to go listen to Saturation 3, and then so forth and so on. But, so I have grown to really like Brockhampton since. And, man, let me tell you, man, the way they could combine all kinds of sounds from hip-hop to pop to alt, like, just the way they can combine it all and still can sound good. Like, they really reminded me of Odd Future, though, kind of. But it was like their own style. And, like, they just, the way they could just combine sounds just always sounded great to me. So I grew to appreciate Brockhampton a lot. And with the fact they're being gone now, and the fact the problems that Brockhampton had for a while, and just the problems that they had, but still sounded good, just sounded great. Just they always sounded great to me, and they've always been a group that I've grown to like. And yeah, that's just really my thoughts of Brockhampton as a whole, and the fact that they're gone now, and the fact that their career, the career so far, has come to a halt now. They said they're planning to come out with their solo stuff, and it's a fact for Kevin too. The fact that Kevin, he already has his own kind of solo career. That kind of shows you, man, that they've just decided to go their separate ways. They feel like the group don't really know, but they have really made some great music, some great songs, great projects, and they've really had a good career run. And so I can say to to all the people who are diehard Brockhampton fans, sad, yes, but there's still solo careers to go for. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Sorry for kind of the long talk there about Brockhampton, but I kind of felt it was right since they're so far their last little project. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about the project itself. The project was good. It's like I said, the first three weren't great, but the project itself was a great way to end their career. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Come join the family. Come on. Come join us. Come join the turkeys. Okay? Come join the turkeys. Yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Say goodbye to them, though. And yeah, bye-bye.